Before I introduce myself, we're gonna have a lot of music in the background, so if you do hear that, I do apologize. So, anyways, let's get to the intro. Hello, guys, welcome. I am Samantha the Introvert, and today I want to give you my personal recap on episode 13 of Pitbabe Series 2. So, let's get into it. I'm not gonna lie, I was not paying any attention to whatever they were saying. I want to know though, how high is the heels that Nut is wearing, because why is Ping looking up at this person? Anyways, Pete got a call from one of his workers that's infiltrating Tony's lab, telling him that someone kidnapped Charlie. They didn't tell them that Babe was with Charlie, but that definitely concerned Pete, but mostly Chris, because Chris needs Charlie to conduct some experiment right now. Chris ended up joining Pete with going for the rescue mission for Charlie. When Tony saw Babe, he instantly lit up like a happy person, but Babe only came with Charlie because he knows Tony wants them both, and Tony made a deal to release Kenta, Dean, and Alan. Poor Charlie. He's just watching and not understanding shit, because remember, he doesn't remember why he hate Tony or why anyone hate Tony. All he knows is that Tony is evil. They ended up bringing Alan, but not Kenta and Dean. Tony revealed that Dean is not really in the good shape for waking, walking, or talking, or doing anything actually. Alan knows that Tony is not a man of his words and tries to fight him, but Tony's button finger was so fast. Honestly, none of these people are smart. Tony gave you powers and none of you used it or used your darn brain to use your power against this man. But then time stopped and in came Willie, and for once I was happy, but Willie waited to kill Tony. Too late. He waited very long. He wanted to kill Tony, and when he did that, I was like, this felt off, but he could have done it, but he didn't. Correction, Willie didn't do it. No, he couldn't do it because he failed that mission. I don't think Willie even understood that his ability has a time limit. In the end, he did get a scrape out of the face of Tony, that's all, but then again, he took too long, so that's why he got caught. That one distraction from Willie got Babe and Charlie to get away from Tony, and now they're in the middle of a gunfight while Tony tries to escape because now he realized Babe didn't come alone. Meanwhile, that is happening, we see Pete, Chris, and Jeff inside the building. They ended up splitting. Jeff went to go find Alan, and Chris and Pete went to rescue Babe and Charlie. Not one of them, not even Pete, even mentioned the care of finding Kenta. We see Alan found the Dean, but the problem is, how can he get Dean out when he's not awake or anything? Then again, we know Alan has powers, strength. Why can't he use that? I have not seen him use any of that. I'm telling you, Babe is on some military style shooting because he's shooting and his aim was only for Tony. Now bear in mind, Tony is getting the bullets. He's hitting him. But remember, Tony cannot be killed. But the man sure can feel that pain. Oh, I forgot to tell you that when Tony was trying to recover some data from this computer, Kim, Sonic, and Nard were at a different part of the building and they shut down the power. Now, whatever Tony was trying to recover, he didn't get a chance to do it. He ended up fleeing that he ran. But now we have another problem. While Babe was so focusing on trying to kill Tony, he never noticed that Charlie was gone. Jeff found Alan, but Alan had to protect Jeff from bullets. Honestly, when I saw that, all I keep saying was, nah, Jeff, you good. Just walk it off, baby. Just walk it off. I don't know why I said all that about Alan, but I don't think he has alien powers, but then again, he didn't die, so. Then we see Kenta, who was being escorted by the enemies. Somehow, somewhere, he started to fight back, and then Kim came. I swear, Kim is the only one that even cares for Kenta. Then more armed men came and shooting after them. Kenta shielded Kim and got that shot instead and he healed. Now, I don't think Kim knows that Kenta has this ability. After killing all the armed men, Kenta started scolding Kim for being reckless. Kim didn't even care to listen to get all those yelling at Kenta. All he did was take the bulletproof from the dead soldier people, put it on Kenta, and then he kissed Kenta. See, this is how I know Kim doesn't know that Kenta has the ability to heal because right there, Kenta didn't really need the bulletproof vest. Kim then tells Kenta that no matter what, he made it clear to Kenta that he will never leave Kenta behind. Kenta kissed Kim back because let's be honest, this is the love that he needed for years. Babe went to the rooftop and found Charlie being held at gunpoint by Tony. Tony tries to make a deal with Babe, even telling Babe about how he was a good father to Babe. Babe did admit that Tony was until Babe found out the shady secret Tony was doing. But what Tony didn't know is while he was being distracted by Babe, Charlie is looking at Babe for a signal to attack. You see, Babe and Charlie made a plan, and Charlie being captured was actually a part of that plan. Because remember, Charlie has ability to absorb powers. And so Charlie got the signal and started absorbing Tony's ability. I feel Tony had forgotten about Charlie's ability, or he thought because Charlie has memory problems he wouldn't know how to use this ability. Now Tony's fighting Charlie to let go of him. Then we see Pete and Chris, and Tony saw Chris and thought it was Wade. But when Chris told him he's not Wade, Tony knew who he was. Tony knew about Chris because to Tony, Chris was the useless person because he doesn't have any powers. We saw Chris was this close to shoot Tony, but he didn't. He hesitated. Then we see Willie. Willie got a shot for Tony. Not for. He got a shot at Tony. Meanwhile, that is happening. Charlie is still draining Tony's power. Now, please, don't come to me for this, but hear me out. Tony was there through all this, and I was like, Tony, you're not that smart because you have a gun. Why not shoot Charlie? Again, don't come for me, but I'm just saying, I'm thinking bad here. Then we saw Tony did shoot Charlie 3 times, but by that time Charlie had already drained Tony, and then they both collapsed. Everyone gathered around Charlie's body and Babe was crying real hard. Pavel literally cried good. Honestly, GMMTV need to learn to actually use these kind of colors for blood because the color that you used in the X morning when Pitbabe got shot, it was pink. You need to... anyways, moving on. See what I mean? Look at that. That is a good ugly cry because it's not easy to craft this. And Pavel did very good with working with his emotions. Anyways, as soon as Tony took his last breath, Charlie started to breathe because remember, Charlie absorbed Tony's power, so now Charlie has the ability of immortality and Tony's finally dead. Winner then tries to escape. Honestly, he got caught by the others and they let him go. I'm telling you, Winner never win in much of anything, but he literally lived in life because he always escaped death. I mean, the only reason they let Winner go is because Winner told them where Dean is. Then we see Babe taking care of Charlie and he's at home because I guess we don't want to go to the hospital. We don't trust hospitals, I guess. Everyone came to cheer Babe and visit Charlie because all that absorbing and bullet collecting, Charlie is unconscious and resting for a long time. Kim and Kenta came with Dean. He is not fully well, but at least he is finally awake. Sonic then looked at Dean and eventually apologized about how he treated Dean. Then Kim tells everyone that he is getting ready to leave to Korea today, and everyone is shocked, but the one who is sadly shocked is Kenta. I mean, look at him. He just got somebody to fully care and love him, and immediately he is going to have to leave. He's already losing the person he loved already. Damn. Then we see Chris. He is also preparing to leave to go back to America because his work is done. I guess they finished the erasing potion they made. Now here's where things get tricky and my explanation is gonna be a little bit mumbled, but try to put one and two together. Anyways, things get emotional real hard because Pete wants Chris to stay, even offers to build a house for Chris. Chris then looked at Pete and admits that he has fallen in love with Pete, but he can tell Pete doesn't love him the way he loves him, the way Chris loves Pete. Because all Pete sees is Way, and he can't be in a relationship with someone who cannot love him for him, the real him. And I quite frankly understand and respect Chris' decision because Pete trying to keep Chris, but not for love that Pete wants. He wants to keep a piece of Way with him. How can you be in a relationship with Chris when Chris literally reminds you of the dead crush you had? Chris did say that he will come back eventually when Pete accepts that Way is gone and wants to love Chris for Chris and not to see him as Way. That will be hard, but it is up to them on that decision. Then we see that Jeff is giving Alan a bath, and yes, they took the chip out of Alan's head. I see that Jeff and Alan are wearing a wedding ring, which means the damn writers got them married. They didn't even put it in the show. Jeff then tells Alan that he hated what Alan did and never tells him anything. Alan went to Tony. Gone through the shit that Tony made him go through, made that big risk, and also kept it a secret. Even though Alan told Jeff that as a couple they shouldn't be keeping secrets, but that is exactly what Alan did. Forget all that shit. What pissed me off the very most is that in the trailer that I saw, there was a tub sex scene. The damn editor cut that out in the show. Then we see Kenta meeting up with Kim because honestly, they need a better farewell. Kim asked Kenta what is planned now that he is free from Tony. Kenta said he is going to try to heal and figure out himself because honestly, I love that because Tony had him trapped from the real love that he should have, and then he didn't even see the real world the way he should. It will be hard, but it is a good thing for Kenta to have that normal life that he should have gotten. Kenta then asked Kim that if one day he wants to reach out to Kim, can he do that? Kim then said that Kenta can reach out to him anytime, just know that he has to be able to actually call. This is so stupid. I am not satisfied with their storylines they started. Come on! Hell, they never started yet. It ended so fast. They need to give Garfield and Benz their own drama because this ain't it. Then we also see that Sonic is leaving to go to Paris because he's attending school there. Nart made it in time before Sonic leaves and confessed to him, and even though everyone is at a distance, their ears are very clean to hear the love confession. This part was so funny. Nart wrote some French on his hand and tries to confess it to Sonic. Literally, it was a love confession. But when he did that, I was like, boy, you need to go to Rati's class to learn some French. You know, Memoir of Rati. Yeah. Then we see later on, Babe place Willie literally visited. Still the same flirty person trying to flirt with Babe, but this time he means well. Everyone is now free from Tony, and all that left is to enjoy the life they never got to do. And that is what Willie said he will do, but tells Babe that he will still continue doing racing and that Babe will see him on the track. It's been 1 year after all that chaos, and I wonder what everyone is up to. And I still love these edits. Well, first of all, somebody came back from their schooling and North was so happy. Now, you can tell North and Sonic has been talking on the phone non-stop because North now calls Sonic babes. Dean is finally recovered and still doing racing again. And Sonic asked about Charlie. Babe showed Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's fully recovered, but he still has not gained his memory of anyone. But Babe do tell Charlie about everyone, you know. It's just that the past, the many years back, he doesn't remember. Babe even tells everyone that it's been 1 year and they live together, but Charlie will not let Babe sleep in the same bed as Charlie. Sad. It doesn't feel. I'm sorry, but Babe says Charlie said that he doesn't feel comfortable with Babe. I don't think Charlie understands the struggle of that 365 days. Come on, Charlie had made Babe use his hands for like a whole year. Damn, that is some serious sex block. Anyways, Alan and Jeff came with Charlie's car, and Alan said that Charlie should just drive it around and test it. Maybe if he keeps driving it, it will bring back Charlie's memories. Then started driving, and immediately Charlie, getting scared, decided that he wants to give Babe to naturally drive the car. But Babe said this will eventually come natural if Charlie just continues driving it. At first, Charlie was smiling, but then when he looked at Charlie, he got serious and looked away. Babe then got serious and expressed how much he misses the old Charlie and said that today marks 2 years anniversary, even though right now to Charlie it makes it 1 year in the relationship. Hey, Alan was definitely right about this driving to bring back memories because while he's driving and Babe's speaking about anniversary, Charlie immediately remembers the years he spent with Babe even when they first met. Charlie stopped the car and told Babe that he calculated wrong, saying that because their anniversary is just 3 years, which includes the day that they met, this indicating that Charlie got his memories back. Hey, nobody is as happy as Babe right now. Thank God. If Charlie didn't get his memories back, are we looking for a season 3? God damn. They went to tell everyone that Charlie got his memories back. Then we see everyone gather at an event and Chris came back. Not just Chris, but also Kim. They all came to for Charlie and Babe's wedding. So you mean to tell me that they showed Babe and Charlie's wedding, but they didn't show Alan and Jeff's wedding? That's just messed up. I was going to say, why did we see Tony? Is he the spirit of Tony? But then again, I saw Miss Lady there, and I guess they probably put the behind the scene clips in the actual show itself. They threw the bouquet, and guess who got the bouquet? Chris caught it. I guess we might as well just show us a continuation of the whole thing, or we just can imagine their wedding together. Everyone out here getting their kisses in the end. I still say it's not fair. They need to give Benz and Garfield their own drama together because this ending, it ain't it. It's over, people. That's the end of Pitbabe Series 2. And that means it's the end of my recap of this drama. So, see you in my next recap dramas.